One thing I see all the time on service-based business websites or expert business or however you want to refer to it is a list of services. So quite often we'll see a page called services, and on that page is a list of all the services that you offer, which is great. It's good for SEO for a start, and also it helps people kind of understand the whole breadth of what you do, but it really doesn't help people decide what it is they need. So quite often you see the list and then it's like, okay, you go decide what you want. But often people don't know, and that can be a real conversion killer because they kind of stop, it's too overwhelming, it's too complicated, bounce. So what I like to do when I'm writing my client websites or when I'm teaching clients how to write their websites is to create packages. So much like you see in kind of a gym membership website, it's kind of comes in packages, comes in tiers, or SaaS if you're familiar with software as a service like Dropbox and things. They package up their product in a way that makes it much easier to understand what you might want. So you can do that too as a service provider. You can create packages for your offerings and almost productize them up, which makes it much easier for people to understand what they might want. So there's three ways, well, there's lots of ways, but I'm going to cover three ways that you can create packages for your website and for your services. So the first one is to bundle up services that people often use together. So for example, for me, I know that when I'm working with coaches on their launch copy, they want email sequences, they want landing pages, they sometimes want ad copy. So I can package all that up into one bundle and call it launch copy sequence. Put it all together. Or say you're a masseuse or a holistic a nutritionist. People, you might create a package for maternity for people that are pregnant or people that have just had a baby, because they have all this separate amount of services that you do really work for them in a bundle. So you can bundle up services that people often have together and create them like that. The second way you can create packages is by the stage of, if you're a B2B, so if you're speaking to business owners, the stage of business that person's at. So if they're new to business, if they're a little bit more established, or if they're kind of really established and in a different phase, then you can create packages tailored to the stage of business they're at. That's another way. And the third way of creating packages for people is by outcome. So for example, I've worked recently with a client who is a coach who goes into corporates and helps with their kind of coaching of their people. So she's created packages around different outcomes. So it could be mental health. So we have a package around helping people with their mental health. We have a package around productivity, so helping people become more productive. We have a package around bullying and harassment, because that's a big thing as well. So we've created those three packages around the outcomes that people want to get from them. So there's three different ways. What I really recommend you do is create packages as a service provider. It really will help people understand how you can get them from A to B. They can see it in a bundle and they can click and say, that's the one I want. So three different ways that I've covered today are to think about the services you provide and offer them as a bundle. The second way is to think about what business stage, if you're talking business to business, that your reader might be at, and create packages based on that business stage. And the third way is to do it by outcome. So what outcome might they want to see, and create packages that will get them to that outcome. Another little bonus tip for you is on pricing. I do suggest including pricing, and I'll go into that another day, or even prices starting from, if you don't want to confirm a figure. I will talk about pricing in another video, I promise, because it's really big topic. But one thing I will say is that if you're packaging up, you don't necessarily have to put your packages from low to high cost, and quite often doing that can be a conversion killer as well. So what you can do is put a higher price and then next to it a lower price, and then people kind of anchor to the higher price, which makes the second price that you might want people to pick more appealing. So there are ways to do pricing anchoring as well, which is a psychology principle, which I will go into in more detail. But for now, just really want you to think about packaging up your products, packaging up your services in a way that makes them a bit more easy to digest, so people can understand how you get them from A to B and aren't just faced with a list of services and left to their own devices.